In today's video, I'm going to be beating all of EToH's first ring in one sitting. Yes, I know the title says all of EToH, but this is YouTube, and I have to get your clicks somehow. So anyways, I will have to beat all 11 towers, ranging from taking 8 minutes to over 45 plus minutes to complete. Yeah, I might be screwed, but let's go on to the video. So the first few towers we start out with are the introductory towers. These towers include Tower of Genesis, Tower of Motion Evolution, and Tower of Buttons. Honestly, these towers are really good for beginners. It introduces you to some of the many features of this game, like damage parts, movable objects, and buttons. It's almost like it's a tutorial or something. I'm not going to spend too long on these towers, but if you want to see the gameplay of these towers and other towers completed in this video, including the proof that I completed all of these in one sitting, I recommend checking out my Slop channel. It's where I'll post all my proof videos, plus some extra random stuff. Anyways, let's go on to the next group of towers, which are called the beginner towers. The towers in this group are Tower of Critical Damage, Tower of Boost Mayhem, and Tower of Various Pressures. The tower I'll talk about first is Tower of Critical Damage, and man, this one is a straight banger! I mean, look at this! It's got parts flying everywhere. It could look pretty overwhelming, but honestly, it's pretty fun. It's definitely a switch up from the other ones, or at least it was way different than Tower of Buttons. Man, I did not like that tower. Probably because I hate buttons. But anyways, the other two towers were, I mean, alright. If you like boosts and not being able to jump, or like being slow, then Tower of Boost Mayhem is definitely for you. I don't have much to say about Tower of Various Pressures, other than the fact that I actually had to use my brain for once, which was honestly pretty hard, because at the time of recording, I was basically on 2 hours of sleep, and it was my 4th time trying to record this, so I was kinda out of it. But overall, these towers were pretty interesting, but they were still pretty easy. I can't say the same for the next few towers, which are called the intermediate towers. Now in these towers, the difficulty definitely ramps up. The two towers that are in this group are Tower of Kinetic Potential and Tower of No Strings Attached. Tower of Kinetic Potential was relatively fun to play. It does kind of throw you around a bunch, and I genuinely got motion sickness somehow. But No Strings Attached, on the other hand, I hated it! I know I'm gonna sound old, but like back in my day, obbies were just jumping around from one platform to the next with some trusses and insta-kill bricks thrown in there. Now there's zip lines and balloons and swingy thingies. Like, what even is this? I can't even keep track of where I'm going like half of the time. Also, I think this was the first tower where you can actually lose all your progress if you fall. I wouldn't really know though, because I don't fall. No! But basically, Tower of Kinetic Potential is fun if you like getting yeeted around, and Tower of No Strings Attached is literally only strings. I hate you, go back to heck! The next and final group is called the Advanced Towers. It includes Tower of Keys to Success and Tower of Dancing All Night. Now, as you may know, I hate things like buttons and balloon zipline swing things, but what you didn't know is that there's one last thing that I hate, and that is keys! Now, what do you think is in the Tower of Keys to Success? That's right, it has balls! Balls here, balls there, balls everywhere! Anyways, this tower has keys, but honestly, I didn't really mind it. It just kind of felt like a puzzle escape room kind of deal. And hey, the finale of the tower was just going to these 4 escape rooms and getting their keys. Dude, imagine like after these 4 keys, I'm like, oh, we're finally done, and then I have to collect like 30,000 more. Ah, Devin, making funny jokes like always. Surely they would never do that. Hell yeah. No! No! Why is there 10 keys on my screen? Yeah, okay, so I might have jinxed myself a little, but seriously though, like, what is this? Piggy? You got me collecting all these keys here. You might as well just send like a monster or something to come after me. Now, I don't know if you have to collect all the keys, but eventually you give the keys to larger keys, and then you go to unlock the doors with those larger keys to win. I know there's a guy here, and he probably says something on the lines of, "Hey, I'm Mr. Key Guy, and you need to get these keys to win," or something like that, but I'm way too tired and lazy. So I just got all the keys I could see and completed the tower. I know the words at the end tie back to the name of the tower, but because they basically made this tower into a 2020 Roblox game, I don't really care about their messaging. Alrighty, on to the next tower, which, if you had already forgotten, was called Tower of Dancing All Night. Now this tower is actual peak. It has Persona music, good but not heavy details, and a good theme all around. I personally think this is my favorite tower so far. No! I hate this tower. This tower can go cry to its mama because I took its ice cream and ate it even though I'm lactose intolerant. Okay, so random raging aside, this tower is easily the best out of all the towers. It has good music, actual risk, and made me snap out of my 2 hours of sleep mindset and made me actually enjoy the time I was having. These two towers, in my opinion, are two examples of a good and bad tower. Keep in mind, this is just my opinion, and you can have your own opinions too, but you gotta admit, Towers of Keys to Success just had way too many keys. I mean, I would have been fine with just like the last 4 rooms. On the other hand, Tower of Dancing All Night was short and sweet. It wasn't so long that it was basically a drag to get through, but wasn't too short to feel like there wasn't much going on. Also, it was right in the middle of being just easy enough to vibe with the music, but hard enough to actually feel a challenge. Alright, so we have talked about 10 out of the 11 towers, leaving us with just one more to talk about, which is the Citadel of Victory. Now, by the time I completed all 10 of these towers before this one, I was about 2.5 hours into my session, but little did I know that I was only a little over halfway through this journey. Citadel of Victory is a really long tower, so we're gonna break it down into 4 parts. The first part will consist of floors 1 through 7, and I'll call them the introduction floors. These floors give a nice introduction to this citadel. It starts out in the hub area and goes through many different types of areas. These areas include a calm neighborhood, playground, a cabin near the lake, a treehouse, and eventually a beach. Once you're done with the beach area, you actually have to go down a couple floors to get to the next area. In my first playthrough of this tower, I was so confused. I played it when it first came out, so there was like no playthroughs that I could just search up, so I spent a good like 15-20 minutes just searching for where to go. Once you get back to the cabin, you open the door and you just jump down some big hole. Once you go down that hole, you reach the first basement floor. There's a bit of tricky parts here and some puzzles there, but eventually you'll be out of the basement and back in the hub, where you proceed through this now open door onto the next part. The next part of the Citadel includes floors 8 through 13, and we'll call them the intermediate floors. Now, I can feel some of you thinking we should call this the beginner floors. I don't know why y'all would think that, but whatever. On these floors, the difficulty definitely increases. Now we have these fans that just push you around. These fans are kinda janky, but they're alright. And eventually, I get to this point of the tower. All I have to do is get to the other side using these fans. It should be pretty easy. So that was an easy way to lose 30 minutes of my time. Nah, I'm lying. This whole tower is netted, meaning that you basically can't lose any progress. Unless you die, but that would never happen, right? Anyways, these floors are pretty cool after the wind area. We got a busy city, highway in the void, a castle entrance, and inside it. Inside the castle, there's this Minecraft piston looking thing. And let me tell you, the first time I got to this part, my brain could not understand this. I don't know why though, because it's pretty simple. I think I was pretty sleep deprived. But eventually we get out of this castle, and we get to the next part of the Citadel. The second to last part of the Citadel includes floors 14 through 17. Now we will call these towers, now say it with me, The construction zone. What, you didn't think of calling it this? You know, that name that you thought of isn't really that original. You gotta step up your naming skills. Anyways, this part's theme is that it's all under construction. It's got some tricky jumps, this bridge thing that just does not want to cooperate, wrecking balls, Donkey Kong gameplay, crane that you can move, Lego building mechanics, and a satellite. After you go through all that, you now gotta become Mario and jump through this pipe and onto the warp zone. Now this is definitely the best part of all the towers. There's no particular reason at all. After you follow this arrow into another pipe, you end up in another basement. After you get through all the kill bricks and crushers, you can finally escape. Why'd the door close? That's right, there's a boss battle in this tower. It's not too hard, but it will definitely get your HP low. Pair that with a slow reaction time and you can easily die here. But you know me, I'm just better, so we get past this with ease. Don't look at the HP. Once we get up these stairs, we finally get some sunlight after 37 years and enter this rocket ship. This will take us to the last and final part of the Citadel, which has the last floors 18 through 20. We will call this the Galaxy Zone. This is the hardest part of the tower. If you have trouble with timing your jumps, you might as well just quit here, because this part is all about timing. Also, I'm pretty sure that if you fall, you go straight to the start of floor 18. So most people I've seen talk about this part say it's a big fail loop. Near the end of floor 18, there's this platform where you gotta like fill in the star or something, and it's pretty satisfying. On this spinny part, just don't overthink it. I was hella tired, so I just kinda sent it and made it look easy, but it can be tricky. Same with this part with the walls of death. It may look pretty hard, but you can literally just land on the wall and be fine. Eventually, you get to the last part of the whole Citadel, which is the race time trial thing. I'm gonna just let this play out real quick because I think this was the coolest part of all the towers. Let's do this. Let's hopefully first try this. We have 5 attempts total. Actually, we only have like 2 attempts, really. I remember this part took me like 30 minutes just to do. No way. It's fine. Boost, nice. It's fine if we lose 10 seconds, we're only down like 20. It's not good. That's a big time loss. It's fine though. All good. All good. Oh, oh my god. Finished. Yes, let's go, baby. Let's fucking go. God. That is Ring 0 fully complete. Well, except for one more tower. Let's go to the final tower of Ring 0. So what you have to do is come into here, and you call the elevator up to the second floor. And once you get to the second floor, you come over here, over to the advanced towers. But instead of going, you know, where the towers are, we go to this building. And in this building, there is a glitched, you know, glitched texture. Now, if we touch this, we start freaking out. And this is tower not found. Let's speedrun this real quick. Oh my gosh, I wanted to be all like cool and stuff and do it like super cool, and then I like messed it all up. Lovely. And then I glitched that part too. Oh, I forgot about that part. Darn it. I wanted to do it sub-minute at least. And sub-minute. 51:86. That is the final tower. Technically. Yes, I know. I just said that was the final tower, but there is one more thing that we can do in Ring 0. So what we have to do is go back to the second floor. And when we get up to the second floor, we go over here to this big fountain area. And if we go up here, there's a button. We press that, and I'm pretty sure it makes a noise. I think it made a noise there. Let's respawn. Alright, let's try that again. So we go up here, click this button, and if we respawn, it doesn't kick us. And this little opening appears. Now if we walk into here and press F, or your corner flip, whatever it's called, we get to here. Purgatorio Tower Rush. It is every single tower that we just did combined, except for the 1 minute one. I already tower not found, except for that one. And I'm going to live stream myself doing this weekend if you are seeing this the day it's posted. I don't know if I'm gonna regret this, but you know, I might as well just send it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the live stream. Peace out.